introduce yourself, name, company, job title. That's the brackets.
Company.
That's the brackets.
Name, David Ray. Project leader at CentreStage. What was the next bit?
That was it. Name, company, job title.
Oh, there we go. Done. First one's out the way.
Johnny Griffin, project leader. CentreStage.
Good.
There you go. That was easy. Look at that.
That'll
Done.
do. That does there.
Your turn.
Okay. Johnny, tell us a bit about CentreStage and your role.
Oh. Good question. You just keep it there for reference point. That'd be good. Tell us a bit about CentreStage and your role. CentreStage is a charity where it doesn't matter who you are or where you came from, you can come to CentreStage and get involved in our activities. It's all based around hope, inclusion and aspiration and making people feel wanted and together and like they've kind of got a family, which is pretty cool. What was the second half of the question?
Cool. And specifically your role.
Right, okay. Obviously you'll know. I hope.
I don't.
Being a project leader at CentreStage, basically I suppose our job is to engage our community, again, fill them with that feeling of a place that they can call theirs, whether it's through music, or it's obviously everything's based around the arts, so whether it's music, or whether it's acting, or whether it's dancing, or arts and crafts, or we do a lot of work with guys who are struggling with sort of mainstream school. So yeah, I suppose a project leader is a job of engaging those people and making that community feel wanted. Anything to add, David?
No, I think you've hit the nail right in the head there.
Thanks. Speak about your background and how you got into this.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a good question.
That's a good question. Okay. Off we're going back about quite a few years, a number of years. I was about 14, 15 maybe. Came similar to what we're running just now, the Connect programme, used to be called Leadership Academy back in the day. I came as part of Leadership Academy to see yourself and Fiona and lots of other guys. So came, got involved with that. Done the 2 days, bit of singing, bit of dancing. Where did I go from there? Came to see a show. The same week, we were offered tickets, front row to see West Side Story.
Great show.
Big John in it, Big John, his fake tan on.
That was me.
Came to see West Side Story, really enjoyed it. Then joined a music theatre class. From there, progressed into some dance classes. After a couple of years, in fact after 1 year, helped out one summer, then got a part-time job, went on to dance college, and it kind of just snowballed from there. Went through dance college, worked full time, went away for a wee bit, came back, here I am.
Oh,
There we go.
my turn.
Your turn.
Similar in terms of age, slightly different. I didn't come through the school. I actually came in through the door looking for a number of a piano teacher because I said I wanted to be a music teacher when I was at the school. Don't know why I thought that, but I mean, when I look back now, it's kind of ironic because I didn't like school, so why I would want to be, and not that that's everybody, like some people like school, some people don't. It just wasn't really for me, but that's by the by. So came in to find the number of a piano teacher because I wanted to be a music teacher apparently, and Fiona did a sales pitch at the door. Oh, here, why don't I let you have a couple of classes for free and then see how you like it, and if you enjoy it, sign up, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Then obviously got the bug for performing and dancing and stuff like that, and similar, kind of started volunteering after a little while, then got a part-time job and then full-time job, and then went away and came back, and here I also am.
Here we are.
Oh no.
Okay. What advice would you give to any young person looking to pursue a career in the creative/youth work sector?
Ooh,
That's a tricky
question. What advice would I give? I think probably there's a lot you could say, and I think it's find what you are. Try and find a little niche for you or what you enjoy. Obviously, for you, it was slightly different because you probably didn't really know you were into this kind of stuff
Yeah.
until you kind of were forced to come along by the school. But then, I would say don't write off opportunities that are given to you either through school or through college or whatever, because you actually never really know. It's very easy to sort of be closed-minded and be like, oh, I'm not into that.
But I think that's fair, because thinking back to me being on the bus after doing the outdoor learning and all of that for 3 days, going, nah, I ain't getting there to sing and dance, was literally what I was like in the bus in Iran.
And it also means you don't need to pick either.
Yeah.
Just because we enjoy a bit of performing and singing or dancing or a bit of tap, it doesn't mean that you can't also like football or cycling or running or whatever. We both play football a couple of times a week, but then also try and tap dance and prance about, and that's totally cool. I think I've went off, skewed off a little bit, but I think it would just be, try as much as you can, and then don't be scared to kind of get involved through volunteering, because you never actually quite know where it's going to go. I don't think that probably, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, would I still be sitting here helping to sort of influence and positively and be a kind of role model for guys when I was that age. I probably wouldn't have said so, but
I think it's about make sure you try out as many opportunities as you can as well. I think that is important. Don't shut things down, like you said, because you never know if you're going to enjoy it. So
there we go. Good job. Well done. Well answered. Highlights of your career, David. Keep that there just for reference.
Highlights of my career. I've been here quite a long time.
We've obviously done a lot of cool things.
That's a lot of highlights there. Love performing, love being part of the shows. Can I pinpoint an exact highlight? Maybe not. What I love about our job is, so for example, this week where classes are back, seeing the buzz and the excitement, the happiness of people coming back in the doors.
Yeah.
That is the highlight. That's why I love my job. Seeing people happy, hopefully having a positive impact on people as well, likes of our Connect kids we work with, seeing them, we work with them for 13 weeks, seeing them change from week one and the confidence building and growing and coming out of their shell to then 13 weeks later being able to stand up on the stage and singing a song. It's something as simple as that, but it means a lot to them to be able to stand up, so that is a kind of overall highlight of...
Well, it makes you, I'm the same, it makes you feel good making other people feel good. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Definitely.
Similar, I suppose, for me, because I guess I'm going to have to answer the same question. There's been loads. I mean, we've done so many things at CentreStage over the years. Probably one particular highlight that I'll pick out is we did Les Mis with a group that we work with called Aspire, which is our additional support needs class, sort of teenagers and adults. We did a full production of Les Mis with the sort of revolve on the stage, which is like a huge bit that just rotates, and the barricades, and for anyone who doesn't know musicals all that well, it's a really, really big, famous show. And for years, all these guys will have just heard that they can't do something like that, and we did it with them. And I actually get goosies talking about it, thinking about it, just because, it was super awesome, and I've never really seen anything like that ever. So that's my highlight.
Well answered.
Thanks.
What would be the one thing that would stand out for you in an interview?
Ooh, the one thing that would stand out for me.
So what would you look for in someone if you were interviewing?
It's a tricky one. Obviously, it's easy to say personality and stuff like that, but I think having that sort of humility and that, especially for a job like this, a role like this, I think it's really, really important that it isn't really about that individual. So for me, my job isn't about me. It's about the individuals that I'm helping, or the people that we're working with, or the kids, or the additional support needs guys, or the toddlers, or the old folks. So having that nice, sort of empathetic, genuinely wanting to help people side, I think is something that would stand out for me. What about you?
I think if someone was being themselves, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I think it's important to come across that you're not putting on an act, Because then, if you're successful, you get into the job, and then you can't.
You get found out,
You
don't
can't,
you?
yeah, exactly. You can't maintain that. I think it's important to just go in, be yourself, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Oh, nice. Oh, that was a nice way to put it. Look at him. If you have any information you think is relevant that you wouldn't have already covered, then please include it in this video. So if you have any further information that you think is important that you haven't already said,
Anything I think that we haven't said.
I've got one.
Do you know, I'm not sure.
I've got one. I've
Okay,
got one.
go on then.
I think. Don't think that working in this industry is any less than working in any other industry. If anything, for me, doing the things that we do is, and I'm not saying that, listen, it's not tit for tat. It's not, there's not one career that's more important than any other. But this is a vital part of society and community that I don't think happens a lot. And people are like, oh, you do this, or you work for a charity, or just because I'm not a doctor or a solicitor or a teacher because I don't have 4.5 years at uni or however long it takes to go and to get a degree. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I've got lots of friends that have got degrees in university, but it just wasn't for me. That was never for me. School, I wasn't particularly bad at school. I wasn't, I just did what I had to do, and I left. I wanted to grow up faster. I did go to college for a while, but I dropped out. It wasn't for me. I didn't necessarily like the structure. That's what I like about this. It's every day's different. Yeah. You never ever come into the same thing 2 days in a row. So, don't think just because you haven't went and done all that means that you aren't as important as everybody else, or that your job, or that this work in particular is any less important, because I think it's just as vital.
I think to add to the point you just said there is, I have been away for a few years and worked in another job that I got to a stage where I was waking up in the morning hating it. This job isn't like that. It is different. It's rewarding, making people happy, and like we've said before about, it's the best way to put it. I think rewarding is the best one. It is compared to.
It's not all about money in the bank. Now, don't get me wrong. Money is a nice thing and it can buy you. But when you're younger, especially, I know I was like that. You think, oh, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to earn loads, but the old cliche of money doesn't buy you happiness is something as I get older, or as I have got older, that I've realised is really important. Don't get me wrong, we all still have bills to pay, and you couldn't do everything for free, but it's working here and doing this kind of work is, like you said, is super rewarding, and it's not all about dollar at the end of the day.
Like I said, it's about being happy.
That's it.
Come to your top tips for anyone looking to pursue a career in this sector. We've kind of touched on something. I suppose.
Be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be open-minded. I think, don't shut things off and close things off just because you've maybe not heard of it before or understood it, or
don't be scared to put yourself in the deep end. You never know what can happen. You never know what you're going to like.
It's also amazing what you learn about yourself. You sometimes just have to chuck yourself in and figure it out later on. Which is... I think that's probably... I don't know, unless you've got anything else.
No, I think we covered something there. The other question as well about the interview one as well. So,
and if there's one thing that we can do, it's talk.
Usually rubbish as well.
Yeah. So. Anyway, last one.
Okay.
What skills would you look for in a young person?
Honesty. Honesty, is that classed as a skill?
I think
so.
So.
Is that a trait? Honesty, being yourself, like we've said a few times.
Open-mindedness. A lot of things here you can learn, but sometimes what you can't teach and is that personal.
Yeah.
But, yes, I could teach you, or we could teach you to sing, dance and act and go around, but if you're like a robot that has no personality, then it's pointless, do you know what I mean? So
also say someone that's not afraid to put themselves out of their comfort zone. Have a look for that, because I think you can learn a lot by doing that, and like you said earlier, you find out more about yourself as a person if you are able to put your worry of what maybe other people think, or what you should be doing, what you think you should be doing, what you actually want to do. I think being able to separate that, which is difficult sometimes for a young person, that can be something as you maybe mature a wee bit and you start to understand a bit more. But yeah.